Hari
Hi all, Gidi.
Alyana, I'm very happy that you are in India. It's almost like something very different and very special happening to me. Welcome to you.
For me too. It's as I told you before, it's a miracle, and I couldn't imagine that it might happen in one day. And as I told you before, that I'm happy that it doesn't happen last year because I couldn't have enough time to spend with you. Yes.
So you have chosen Tirupati for your visit. What is the reason for that?
Before, I knew from my mom that there is a Balaji temple, but for me, first of all, it was you.
Oh,
Because I can meet you here, and it was great for me. Because really, as I told you, I couldn't imagine that I can meet you even online.
right.
And to meet you in live, real.
Yes. So, where have you been before Tirupati?
Our trip starts in Chennai. From Chennai we went to Mahabalipuram. There we spent, I think, 3 days, and then we went to Pondi. In Pondi we spent 2 days. One of them we met with one calligraphy, Sanskrit calligraphy, and Sanskritologist.
Wow.
They both live in Orville. Then from there we went to Kumbukonam.
Mm-hmm.
From Kumbukonam we went to Tirumanamalai.
Okay.
And from Tirumanamalai we come here,
Wow.
Tirupati.
So, which place do you like the best?
Actually, it is difficult to choose what is the best because
I know the answer well, but it was a tricky question.
yes, it's a tricky question actually.
Yes.
Because for me, as we spoke with my husband, that for us, India, like so gentle. There are a lot of people who are ready to help. Even in hotel, some taxi drivers, some people they help us how to do puja. They tries to explain to us what's mean. And when I couldn't recognize some murti, they didn't tell us just what is particular murti. They try to explain what does it mean in the process. There are a lot of Brahmins who wants to speak with us.
Right. Good.
That's great.
And I want you to tell me the experience which you shared with me regarding your Vakratunda recitation in the temple.
Here now.
Yes.
So I don't remember actually in which temple it was, unfortunately, but I stand nearby Ganesha and start to recitate in a little bit silence Vakratunda, and one man he just passed nearby, and he was so surprised when recognized that what I'm spoken, and it was kind of strange things for him, I think so.
Right. Seeing you in this premise is itself a surprise, and listening to Samskrt will be more surprise, I can imagine.
Yeah. Actually, and in Mahabalipuram also when I met one Brahmin with his private temple for Kalima, he also was so surprised that I asked him to meet with Kalima for, it was Kali Kavacham.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, first of all he asked me to tell him, he checked, is it correct, does he ready to give me this opportunity, and then he said, yes, okay, please take your time.
Right. And he said that Kali brings you here, and you had a chance to read the Kavacham and you got the blessings from him. That is a very good thing that's happening, because I know when I taught you Kali Kavacham, it was for protection from the Devi, and you get to see her and stay there and read it for her. It was really nice. When I heard that experience, I felt very happy.
Yeah, that's what I tell to my husband, that actually I was not really close to Kalima I was so surprised when you give it to me, when I feel that it's really something close to me. And of course, I couldn't expect it that I might met her first.
Right.
And in a hotel where we stayed, also there was Kalima. And just in 3 minutes away from the hotel, it was actually a small village, it's not a hotel. There are few small houses, and 3 minutes from that place there was a private temple of Kalima.
Okay.
I couldn't just pass away. For me it was something really, it's not strange, it's not the right word. It's also a miracle.
And could I request you to please recite the Vakratunda Shloka for the listeners?
Yes. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Ganesha will be so happy to hear from your Russian speaking tongue. The Sanskrit Shloka is very amazing. Thank you so much for reciting.
Thank you that you give me the chance to recite it.
Okay. And what brings you to Samskrit in your life?
That happens around 4 years already ago. I've been in Bali, and I've been there with my mom. There is a place which names Kalitemple, and there are several tirthas where water comes, and unfortunately I don't remember how many of them there are. Each of them can help you with your desire. But no one couldn't read what's writes over.
Okay, the inscriptions you mean.
Yes. It is the Devanagari script, and no one could read. And at that moment, when I understood that no one could help me, I decided, okay, then next time when I come, I'll read it by myself.
Wow.
And when I came back to Moscow, I just found Indian embassy, understood that there is classes there, start learning Sanskrit.
Sanskrit classes you mean?
Yes, and half a year I just changed my teacher. I found Marcis Yurjevich, and my Sanskrit goes on.
Very good, very happy for that. So Bali brings us together.
Yes.
Thanks to that inscription.
Yeah.
It plays a role in our when we are bonded and through that. So I should thank to that inscription. And because I'm happy also that Sanskrit and Devanagari are beyond India. I mean, we find them outside India also. That's a great happiness.
Yeah.
I have read in one book from Kanchi, Paramacharya, Swami Shekharendra Sarasvati, that Swami told that once there was in the whole world only Sanatana Dharma. People give explanation that Indians went on trade to different countries. That's why we find so many Shivalingas and all those things. But they are coming from down, through excavations. So what he says was the whole world had Sanatana Dharma once, then slowly, like in India, we find so many languages, so many cultural differences. Like that, they got diversified into different nations. Yeah. That's why whenever especially around India, Indonesia, such countries like Mauritius and all.
I think Thailand also.
Thailand. Yes, we had World Sanskrit Conference also there. Yes. And the queen takes up to Hinduism, the Rajkumari there.
Wow.
She turns to be turns and takes to Hindu.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, and we find lot of, like in Indonesia also have, like Cambodia, all these places. We find Hindu temples and all these things. That makes me happy. And you bring Bali. I didn't know much about Bali.
One
but
more.
when you- it feels nice. So how do you feel with what do you like in Sanskrit? Just apart from the will to read that inscription, what more keeps you together with Sanskrit?
Actually, I don't have anything more difficult in my life, I think. And it's a little bit joke, but it's still a part of a real that if I feel sad or some unbalanced in my life, I decided, okay, we have free energy, let's go to learn grammar, Sanskrit grammar waiting us. And at the first time when I started learning Sanskrit, it's I felt that I have really happiness after class, and it's still part of the time after. I'm still wondering how it's happened, why it has happened. Maybe because aksharas, as we spoken today before, have a kind of balance manipulation with my body which I could not recognize. I don't have maybe enough consciousness now to understand it properly.
Right. Sanskrit has such a power which can give, but I am aware as a teacher and as a learner since so many years, but Sanskrit has been with you since 4 years. There must be some time when you are away from Sanskrit. How did you feel at that time?
When Sanskrit was away from me.
Away from you, you could not learn anything, you could not recite anything. How did you feel? Did you feel the missing? Did you feel anything half has happened?
Actually, now I couldn't imagine that Sanskrit might be gone from my life.
Oh.
Because really, it's true. Once I thought, what is really necessary for me? Why it comes in my life, and maybe I couldn't understand proper Sanskrit, but still, for example, I think yesterday, when we've been in a temple, I start to understand word, sentence. I couldn't translate it full, but I can translate it partly, and it comes to my mind. So it's give me a kind of reason what might be really necessary in this life.
Wow.
What I can do, what is real here. Because Sanskrit, it's something what comes from the ages and thousands of ages, millions of ages away, and I have a chance to touch it or pronounce it. I'm not sure how it was, but I just can try. Because of you, actually, because of Marcis.
Yes. Right. So I'm so thankful to Marcis for making this happen. And when I was starting the group classes, I was not sure if I was ready. Then he said private classes. Then I said, okay, fine, let me try. And you all come into my life. I'm happy because it's not only Samskrit in India that I am connected with, but also in Russia. That makes me very happy. I come to know about beautiful things that Marcis is doing. So can you tell me something about Marcis Yurjevich as well? What works he is doing, or how you are connected and what you learned? Something about him.
I think he did and he do huge works. Sometimes I couldn't imagine, does he sleep, eat at all? He's like a machine sometimes, I think. How he could manage all of these programs, what he has, all of these projects, and I think I'm really happy person that I might have this kind of teacher.
That's right.
Because he knows a lot of grammar things, especially for verb, as I understand. And we finished one book of Sanskrit. Now we goes on the next one, and it's still he knows all exercises. how it comes on his mind sometimes I couldn't understand. And now I helped to prepare one exhibition in Russia. We hope it will be in August and September this year in the main library in Moscow, library of the name of Lenin.
Oh, okay.
It's just in a city center nearby Kremlin. So this exhibition will be about Devanagari, and we also want to add information about Sanskritologists who repeat translation, not from Sanskrit to English and then Russian, directly from Sanskrit to Russian. Yes, and we also have people who really tries to keep all of this and collect, especially about Smirnov, a Sanskritologist, and I think it's a great project. We also want that if you would come, it would be really nice. Some of the calligraphy, Achyut, he might come.
So you were there in Pondicherry for that same?
Yes, also in Pondicherry I met Harmesh, his calligraphy. He showed me and my husband his works. He's also architecture and designer.
Wow.
That place was wonderful, and he said that he's also sent his works. And then I spoke with Achyut, we had a chat. He sent to you his works, calligraphy. That's nice. We want to present it to people who learn Sanskrit, who learn calligraphy. I think there are already 2 groups who did classes for calligraphy and who's ready to continue it for the next level. And also I think in Moscow and in suburban area around, there are a lot of people who are interested in it. Maybe someone who will come would know about it, and it might be something new for him, and they decided to go deeper. So we want that people saw the high level of calligraphy and understand that Sanskrit is possible. It's not somewhere far ago. It's still here.
Right. She's not dead, right?
No.
So there is a big thing going on. I don't want to go into controversial things, but yes, there is a very big allegation over Sanskrit that she is dead. Do you agree with it?
No, I'm not agree with that. And for me, I don't remember when it was. Once I asked you that Sanskrit, is it she or he?
Yes.
And you asked me that what do you think? And I heard from you that you also think that it's she.
She, yes.
I was so blessed about it. So that's great, because for me it is not it. It's she.
Yes.
It's a kind of a form which give us knowledge. Who decided how well we might be in it?
Right. Vak is a sukta in Rigveda. So Vak is a she. Vak means speech.
Speech, yes.
Okay. So Sanskrit is a speech. That's why she becomes she.
She. Yeah, it makes sense.
And after I started learning Sanskrit, people will call it Sanskrit, some other name, they make the name bad. They don't spell it, pronounce it correctly. I used to feel very then I asked them, do you like when your name is misspelled, mispronounced? Then they say no. And how can you mispronounce Sanskrit? Then I felt some respect for her. She comes to us very naturally.
Yeah.
So I think same thing happened to you. That's why you don't feel her dead or something. Only those who don't have an experience with her tell these stupid things.
It's like to meet someone and you start conversation.
Yes.
For me, Sanskrit it's kind of conversation.
Right.
And you and Marcis Yurjevich is the person who gave me opportunity to meet with her.
Thank you so much. And like I know Marcis from like 2013. No, not many works that he does I'm aware of, but those which I'm aware of are too good. He makes not only himself but others also do good things for Sanskrit. So he has published so many books that he sends me also one copy, and I see that they are very quality books that he is bringing out, good quality of paper. That's what he values.
He's really worried about it. He chooses books so conscious about.
Right, and he himself edits them, he cleans them, and the like akshara doshas,
Yes.
the mistakes he clears with the prints and all. It's very difficult work that he is doing. And lately he showed me one artist with pebbles, the stones, okay, kind of putting together in the shape of A and Ha. The script, the font which he himself developed, its name is Shantipur OT, okay, open type font. And he has, the artist has made all like grey color pebbles around as a background, and in between he uses white pebbles to bring out the shape. And it's a really inspiring thing to see that in Ha, A and Ha letters he made, and so perfect. I mean, the pebbles, how is it possible even? They are different shapes, right? So I was very excited to see that as well. It's good thing that he's working for this. So what do you want to do with Sanskrit? Like you have now learned some Sanskrit, you are with grammar, stotras, chantings and all these things. So what do you prefer to do with?
I hope that I will be able to help you with translation, which we will start with
the Kali Kavacham.
Kali
Yes,
Kavacham, exactly. Can you imagine it?
I never did. When you offered, Didi, can I help you? Can I help you? Nothing was there in my mind. But Marcis, whenever he asks me for some chanting classes, he says that I should translate, I should give them translations. Readily available ones I don't trust myself, which I find in the internet. So I just had to, correct them and give him. But later, which stotras I chose had no translations available, so I had to do. Then when the translations happen and I see them practically, I see some like other students have also told them, there are many differences from the original idea getting deviated. Then I thought that you can help me with that. You are good with English also, and you are going exactly like me, like going to the sources, going to the kosha, going to the dictionary and finding out the meaning and then putting it into Russian. You are carefully doing it. I'm very happy. So this is one of your objectives.
Yes, for me it takes time, long time. I lost time when I started doing it because for me it's kind of process. I want to understand not just full text. I don't want to understand just full shlokas. For me, it's necessary to understand what particularly I'm saying. For Bhagavan, what the words, which words has which meaning, and what the combination of the words has which meaning. Because in Russian language, it is really necessary what do you tell, because it might be 2 or 3 words in combination, and it might has different meanings. So for me. I start asking you for a meaning, and then when I understand that there are actually a lot of translations and people usually don't understand what they are saying.
Right.
Even if they try to speak it correct, they still don't understand what does it mean.
I was amazed when you presented to me that this is it correct. So you written something on the paper and you were reading it to me, translating to me that idea into English. Then this thing started that we can do this service as a service to the Russian people and to the Sanskrit world. We can connect both and all. And I was like not very happy when they were breaking the Mula Shlokas differently, that they should not be doing it. Lot of things bad were happening, and I wanted to correct them as much as possible, like through the students who want to help me. Even other students are helping me doing different things. I'm very happy to like connect with you and do all these works. Right. So, personally, by learning stotras, when you learn, like for Indians, they don't come much. Like they learn Vishnu Sahasranama, most popular ones they learn. So, when you choose different stotras when you are learning, how are they helping in your personal life? Can you tell something about it, which you shared with me? I want people to know.
Yes. Actually, sometimes it comes in an unconscious way. I think so. Some of them helps with my pronunciation, as you know.
Right. The Mantratmaka Maruti
Yes.
Stotra, Maruti has helped you to improve your dha and your all
Yes,
these
yes,
sounds. Yes,
Because that happens in a second, I think, or maybe in a moment when we finished it. You told me, Alyana, no mistakes.
no mistakes. Yes, the next stotra, I was off. I said, oh, now Alyana will make at least 10 mistakes. I was prepared because I knew where you go wrong and you didn't go wrong. I was just waiting and everything was perfect. And I really thank to Hanuman for
Yes.
making you, like your speech clean. And till date, I mean, after that you didn't repeat those mistakes. It is still continuing. I mean, the change has been permanent.
Yes, and that's how it comes so naturally. And for me, actually, as I asked you actually before, I couldn't understand sometimes why we have to count how many times we repeat some stotras. For me, it's a little bit cheating. Like I give you these times, please give me something back.
Right.
In one day, I think it was something. I forget what the day it was. So I decided to start reading for Kali, and I couldn't decide how many times it should be. So I just have a light candle, and I decided. So while its candle has a light, I will continue.
Wow, okay.
At that moment, it should be enough. Then next day, I decided. So I'll continue as it was, and when I would feel that it's enough, I will stop.
Stop. Yes, yes,
And
yes.
from that moment, I don't count it anymore.
Nice. Well, the Shastra has given us some numbers, but how long you are connected with the Devata to whom you are like submitting the stotra, you can continue. That's a very good way of sadhana actually. That's a nice thing that you are doing. Well, very nice. And did like Samskrit help you in discovering something new in your life or showing you some path kind of things happen to you? They say she brings miracles into lives. Did any miracle happen to you?
Yeah, of course. By Sanskrit, a lot of new information comes, and some information which I already heard or which information already had in my mind, in my head, so I can understand it in a new way on another side. For example, as I told you yesterday, in Sri Kalahasti temple, I just understood that, okay, Shri is a spider, Kala it's a snake, and Hasta is an elephant, because Hasta is an arm.
Right.
So he has 5 arms.
Right.
It is his Hasta. It was wow.
Yeah, his snoot
Yes,
now becomes
yes.
one hasta like that. Nice, yes.
The words become more speechful with
Right.
me.
Right. So now one question about India. Like when you are moving to different places and moving on the roads and seeing things around, I have heard a lot of negative about India. Those people, even those who stay in India, those who come from abroad, we call them non-resident Indians. They usually complain, oh, too much dust, oh, too much pollution, lot of the traffic is very bad, people are like this, that, nothing is systematic here. These are the usual things I come and I feel very bad about it. How was your first time in India?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
so-
in first time.
Yes.
For me, it's actually it's not a paradise, but we are all in this planet. We all together, and if we have it, so that means that we need it. And I'm here not for fun, as I told you.
Right.
For me, it's more matter what I can see through all of this, and what the people I meet here. All people here who I met ready to help me. No one's tried to cheat or try to tell me something bad. No, I see really great people. And we spoke with my husband that, and I asked you yesterday why there is a, how to say, combination of words or Mother India.
Yes, yes.
And we feel like she's really gentle with us.
Oh.
She's help us to see her people, her land in a soft way. We just like a baby in her arms.
Wow.
I'm really thankful for that.
Right. So the dust and the pollution didn't disturb you from your divine experiences, right?
It still happens in Moscow. It still happens in other cities. So that's what we do with nature. That's
Right.
why we get it back.
True. Right. So thanks to my gurus for that, and we are here together because they gave me that knowledge, and thanks to my parents who put me into this Sanskrit field and dharmic areas. I'm very happy about it.
Yes, thanks for them.
So today my home gets two people who are not only my guests, not only guests to my home, but to my nation, to my Samskrit, and to my dharma. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Dhanyawad.
Dhanyawad.
Namaste.